Hello everybody. I think we're going to call this video Introduction to the Ratsnest Corvette. 1975 Chevrolet Corvette owned by Mr. Mike right here. Say hi, Mike.
Hey folks.
Alright, so Mike located this car what about 3 months ago?
Yeah,
you want to tell the story about how we found this car real quick?
Yeah, my cousin works with a guy, his brother-in-law, and his brother's wife inherited it.
Inherited the car.
That's the way we.
Okay.
The property and the car was on the property.
Right.
So we checked it out when we went to the race in Texas.
Yep.
And went back a few weeks later and picked it up.
10-4. So Mike called me. I was about 2 hours out from the racetrack and called me and said, "Hey Ron, you want to come look at this car for me?" Of course, now you were all hobbled up at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were walking around. I mean, and when we got to the property, oh my God, there wasn't a flat spot anywhere on that property. And so essentially Mike was doing this right here in the driveway. And I had to go in the garage. And this car was this deep. And what would you describe that as? Trash?
Well, it was tools and equipment that kind of turned into trash that's been piled on top of it.
Right. That was the amazing thing. It was all brand new stuff.
Good stuff.
And all the packaging had decayed.
Yeah.
And essentially, I was standing on top of that stuff right here. And yeah, I had to give Mike a thumbs up or down on the thing, but it is unrestored 1975 Chevrolet Corvette that, according to this, was last on the road in 1982. Okay, we are finding some surprising things. All right, now you got to understand, we've already washed it a little bit. We vacuumed it out a little bit. The interior is almost 100%. We just managed to get the gas cap out of the fuel tank, and there is actually still some kind of a liquid in there. We shined a flashlight down in there. We used a borescope, looking for rust and such, and really didn't see any of that. The master cylinder still has fluid in it, okay? But then at the same time, look at this radiator hose, okay? We did find evidence of some rodent activity, but not a lot. It was like 2 or 3 small nests. There was actually one in the interior, but here again, I don't know how to explain it to you. The engine has been replaced, according to the number on the flat up here, and we're not so sure that it ever run after it was replaced. I just pulled the spark plugs out. Okay, and how can I put it? This one looks like it ain't even run hardly. All right, this one, a little rich maybe. Okay, so there's a lot of question marks. We put a ratchet on the alternator, and I actually got the crank to turn. Okay, we have not turned it a complete revolution yet, just rocked it back and forth. And so at the moment what I'm doing is we're filling the cylinders with Marvel's Mystery Oil. We're gonna let it set for a couple of days, and while that's going on, I'm gonna pull the starter off, make sure it works, and we're gonna sneak around the electrical system and make sure we got good grounds and fuses. Now it has had a repaint, and it's really got how can I put it? It's got some bad acne. The original rubber bumpers were just in a pile of powder. Mike said they were just on the ground. But amazingly, incredibly intact car. And that's your introduction to the Ratsnest Corvette. And we're going to try and start a second channel and focus primarily on automotive stuff. And this is going to be the initial victim. All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
All right.